tell you what, things are getting out of hand when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Look, we know that they are in panic mode. We know that by hiring the Russos, it was a desperation move. They were just getting these directors back because they had so much success with Infinity War and Endgame. And we know that bringing Robert Downey Jr. back was, well, again, a major move of panic because, well, they have nobody to bring into these films to get people's butts in the seats. Look, John Roca said it best. He made a great analogy that he said, look, this is like in wrestling when you try to put somebody, the younger guys over the top. You bring the old guys in as heels to help the young guys get over. And that's really what's happening here. Robert Downey Jr. coming in as a villain. And the crazy thing is, this coming from Variety, they talk about how he's not coming in as a variant of Tony Stark. He's going to be Victor Von Doom. And this is ridiculous. It's why? Why would they do it this way? It's going to be confusing to the general audience. He comes in, he looks like Tony Stark. He's going to be Tony Stark to the people. It's going to be confusing to people. But besides all of the confusion with that, I want to know how they're planning on making any money with these films. They're coming into these next two Avenger films down $80 million right off the bat, paying Joe and Anthony Russo $80 million. As you see here, bringing back key members of the old gang won't come cheap. Sources say Marvel is plunking down $80 million for Anthony and Joe Russo to direct Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and significantly more for Downey to tackle uber villain Doctor Doom and the two tentpoles. The Russos deal doesn't include back-end compensation, but it does contain performance escalators to kick in at $750 million and $1 billion thresholds. The brothers also will produce the two films via their Agbo banner. That marks something of a departure for Marvel, which typically doesn't work with outside producers preferring to keep the team in-house. As for Downey, who helped catapult Marvel into a money-printing machine thanks to his turn as Tony Stark in the first Iron Man in 2008, his deal is filled with perks that include private jet travel, dedicated security, and a whole trailer encampment for the newly minted Oscar winner. According to one knowledgeable source, Downey is by far the highest paid member of the cinematic universe and has pulled down between $500 and $600 million over the course of 4 Avenger movies and 3 Iron Man outings and cameos in Incredible Hulk, Civil War, and Spider-Man Homecoming. Still, some changes are in order. While Russo brothers shot in Atlanta, the new movies will be shooting in London. So that will help with cost because it is a little cheaper to shoot in London. But that also means, you know what is in London, which is kind of scary to me. That is where the volume is, which means they're probably going to be using the volume a lot. That's scary to me because it just not going to work. Not going to work. That's where they're going to cut. They're going to save a lot of money using the volume. That's where it is. That's where they're going to save a lot of money. That's disappointing. Look, we don't know how much Robert Downey Jr. is making here with this movie. But you start to see how much money they're spending just on these 3 men alone. And rumor has it that Secret Wars is going to have somewhere upwards of like 60 to 65 characters in it. How are they going to afford to make any money? These movies are going to have to make north of $1.5 billion each for them to even start making money, to make a profit at this point. That's just a terrible move by Marvel Studios and Disney. So besides the idiotic move by bringing Robert Downey Jr. back to play this role, financially, it's a really dumb move as well. And Robert Downey Jr. wasn't even going to come back unless the Russos came back, which means they probably had this discussion with RDJ weeks or months ago, probably months ago. Then they had to negotiate the Russos. Then the Russos said yes, which meant RDJ coming. It all should just not have happened. It just doesn't make much sense to me why they did it this way. Again, I don't think this is a smart move. I think this was a bad move. Personally, I think what they need to do is just bring somebody else brand new, a young actor, not even a young actor, but another actor who can make Victor Von Doom their own. But that's just me. That's me. What do you guys think? Do you think it's crazy for Marvel to spend this kind of money on this? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe. With all that said, I'll catch you all later.